So, ito na nga. Ito na nga, yung pinaka ma-issue na problem ngayon. Di ba? Ito yung lato-lato. Okay, so ano ba kasi yung lato-lato? Ang lato-lato, ito yung laruan na ganyan. No? Parang double pendulum na lang siya kumbaga. Di ba? Tapos, yung nilalaro mo lang, and ang goal mo kasi dyan, yung dalawang bola na yan, magtatama every time na itataas baba mo siya. Okay? Pero syempre, for simplicity, yung binigay sa problem na to, okay, credits pala kay Engineer Ronel Fabia, kasi siya yung nag-propose ng problem na to. Napaka-creative, napakahirap nga lang din ng solution. Okay? So yan, ito yung given. So ang given sa problem, meron dalawang bola, 0.05 kilograms. Yan, yung isang lato-lato ball daw 0.05 kilograms. Of course, 0.05 kilograms na rin yung isa. Okay? Yan. And the length of the string na naka-attach dun sa bawat bola na yan is 0.1 meter. 0.1 meter. And then, the velocity is 50 meters per second before the first impact. Velocity before the first impact, 50 meters per second. So, syempre, ang first impact manggagaling sa taas. Na yung mabilis Syempre, yung sa una, yung ginaganon-ganon mo pa lang, hindi pa yun 50 meters per second. Yung nire-ready mo pa lang, syempre yung magiging una talaga niyan na impact, yung sa taas, no? 50 meters per second. Ganun siya kabilis. The coefficient of restitution is 0.3. And we are asked to determine the tension at the string at time equals 0.5 seconds. Okay? Of course, assume that the acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 meters per square second. Okay? So, yan na yung lahat ng given po natin. Okay. So, how do we even solve for this one? Tandaan natin before we start any problem sa physics, tingnan muna natin kung ano yung assumptions, tsaka yung procedure ng pag-solve po natin. Okay? So, ganito. Para mas mapadali natin yung problem, i-assume natin to, assumption. Ito, marami agad magkakaroon ng ano dito, ng tawag dito, violent reaction. Okay? Meron at meron yan. Pero, again, for simplicity sake, uulitin ko, para mas simple yung pag-solve po natin. Ang assumption natin is, the angular acceleration is constant. Okay? Ito yung atin, ito yung magiging unique dito sa solution po natin. Para mas madali po siyang isolve. Kasi kung hindi natin siya gagamitin, no, magiging komplikado po siya. Swear, nakita ko na yung solution na yon. Okay? Pero dito tayo lang muna. Of course, future solvers, pwede siguro, hindi i-assume na constant to. Kasi nga, parang mag-a-akin as pendulum. Diba? Pero ito na nga. Ito na yung gagawin muna natin for this problem, for this solution. Okay? So, let's have the first impact. At impact number 1. Ano kaya yung mangyayari sa unang impact? Siyempre, tataas yung dalawang bola, tatama dun sa pinakataas. Okay? Sabi nga, before the first impact, 50 meters per second po, yung ating velocity. Yan, 50 meters per second. Now, after the first impact, ano yung mangyari? Siyempre, babagal yan. No, mag-iiba. Hindi naman sa babagal, hindi natin sure pala. Pero mag-iiba yung magiging velocity ng dalawang bola after ng first impact. Dahil dito. Okay, dahil dyan. So, how do we solve? We use the definition of coefficient of restitution. No? E equals V2 prime minus V1 prime all over V1 minus V2. We have 0.3 equal to, ano yung magiging V2 prime natin? Let's say ito yung ball 1, ball 2. V2 prime. Siyempre, ang magiging direction na niya to the right after ng collision. So, let's have that as V prime na lang. Pwede, di ba? Next, minus. Ano yung magiging velocity naman ng unang bola? To the left siya. Since parehas po sila ng mass, magiging equal na rin. Negative V prime. Yan yung isa-solve po nating variable. And then, how about for this one? Siyempre, V1 ito, positive yan, 50. Minus, to the left, negative. Negative 50. Pwede mo nang i-shift solve yan. Diba? V prime is equal to 15 meters per second. Okay, so after ng first impact, 15 meters per second na lang po yung ating velocity. Now, let's have at before second impact. Okay, before ng second impact, ano yung mangyayari? Tingnan natin ha. Kahit yung isang bola lang, yung isang bola lang, tingnan natin. Di ba ganyan? Diyan yan. Ito yon, 15 meters per second. Tapos, syempre magsiswing yan hanggang dun sa pinakababa. Pupunta siya dyan. Parehas po na 0.1 meter to, na dalawa. Syempre, mag-iiba na siya ng velocity. No? Also, since bababa po yan, no, gagamit lang po tayo ng energy equation dyan. Okay? And since ito yung ating assumption, ulitin ko na naman, no, ito lang yung magiging equation natin for the conservation of energy. By the way, for the potential energy here, ito po yung gawin nating datum para mas madali. No? Mas madali yan. So if this is the datum, the potential energy here would be mass times G times 0.1. Yan yung height. Okay? Then, we have yung kinetic energy plus 1/2 m15 squared, mv squared, equal to yung potential energy naman sa ibaba. That's mg times negative 0.1 plus 1/2 mv squared. Okay? So, let's solve for that velocity. Take note, pwede mong i-cancel si m. Tapos, ikaw na po bahala mag-substitute sa value ng g, which is ito. Okay? Uulitin ko ha. Kapag ito yung assumption, ganito yung gagawin. No, pag nag-iiba po kasi yung ating angular acceleration, iba yung magiging potential energy po natin. It will be in terms of an angle. Okay? An angle. So anyway, solving here for v, shift solve po yan. Ha? Shift solve yan. And the value for the velocity here is 15.1302 meters per second. Okay? 4 decimal po tayo dyan, ha? 4 decimal. So, bumilis siya. Siyempre, bibilis yan. Kasi nga, hihilahin siya ni gravity pababa. Okay? Now, let's have after impact 2. So, after impact 2, ano yung mangyayari? Balik tayo dito. Okay? Balik tayo dito. Now, since tignan mong mabuti, pag titignan mo kasi itong mabuti, pag sinimplify mo, this is simply v prime over 50 eh. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Para makuha mo pala yung v prime, ang gagawin mo lang is, yung coefficient of restitution, i-multiply mo lang dun sa velocity before the impact. So, ganun din yung gagawin natin dito. Velocity after impact 2, so, syempre, ito yung before, v sub 2 na lang yan, that is equal to yung 0.3 times yung 15.1302. And this gives us 4.5391 meters per second. Okay? Ayan. Now, nakuha na natin yung velocity. Pero ganito kasing mangyayari. Kailangan nating i-consider yung time. So, if we want to consider the time, kunin natin yung time duration nito. Mula dito sa taas hanggang sa ibaba. Using ito. Kinematic equations using yung mga angular velocity at angular acceleration. So, kunin muna natin yung magiging angular acceleration natin dito. Okay? So, we have the formula. Lagyan natin dito. Next part to ha. So, we have the formula for constant angular acceleration. Omega 1 equals omega O plus alpha t. Ang problema dyan, ito, makukuha na natin to dahil dito sa dalawa na velocities na to. Ito, unknown. Yung time, hinahanap din yan. So, ano pang pwedeng gamitin? Ito. Omega 1 squared equals omega naught squared plus 2 alpha theta. Okay? So, kunin natin to. This is simply, ito, yung velocity, kasi tangential siya, no? So, tangential velocity to, divided by yung length na to, yung length ng string. That is 15.1302 divided by 0.1 squared. Ito yung magiging radians per second na to. So, take note na natin yan. Equal to omega naught. So, 15 over 0.1. Mamaya na pala yan. Sorry. So, yan. Plus 2 alpha. Ano yung theta? Ano yung theta? Okay? Ano ba yung radian measure ng angle na to? Mula sa itaas hanggang sa ibaba. Kalahati ng isang ikot, which is pi radians. No? Pi radians. So, that's pi. Okay, solve mo po ulit. Masosolve mo po yung ating angular acceleration. And this is equal to 62.4357 radians per second squared. Now, going back here, we can solve for the time. 15.1302 divided by 0.1. Omega 1 yan. Equal to omega naught. 15 divided by 0.1 plus alpha, that's 62.4357 t. Solving for t here, we have 0.02085 seconds. So based from here, hindi pa tayo aabot sa 0.5 second. So which means, after ng impact na to, tataas pa yan. No? Tataas pa yan. Okay. Now, let's have before impact 3. Ano ba mangyayari before impact 3? Siyempre, after impact 2, ganito na siya, no? Magpapaganyan na yan. O, ngayon, paano siya makakarating sa impact 3? Third impact. Tataas ulit, magiging ganyan. So, parang ganyan. Mula sa ibaba, this time, tataas po siya hanggang dito. Diba? So, magta-travel po ulit siya ng pi radians po na angle. Okay? So, ang ating initial velocity naman this time would be yung 4.5391. Tapos, let's solve for this velocity. No? Velocity 3. Okay. How? Using, again, the energy equation. So, that's potential energy dito sa baba, mg. Tapos, of course, this is your datum. Length of the string is 0.1 meter. So, nasa ibaba ng datum, negative 0.1. Plus, yung kinetic energy niya, 1/2 mv, 4.5391 squared. Equal to, potential energy sa itaas, mgh plus 1/2 mv3 squared. So, v3, using ship solve po ulit, this gives us 4.084 meters per second. Okay, this is the velocity before impact 3. Kunin natin, gaano ba ito katagal? No? From dito hanggang sa taas, gaano yun katagal? Okay? Since meron na tayong dalawang velocities ulit. I-check natin, ano yung magiging value na nung alpha at this condition, no? This is omega 1 squared equals omega naught squared plus 2 alpha theta. So, yung final na angular velocity dito kay V3, that's 4.084 divided by the length, 0.1 squared, equal to yung initial, 4.5391 divided by 0.1 squared, plus 2 alpha, tapos yung theta po ulit natin is pi. No? Kasi pi radians po ulit siya. Solving for this one, the answer is a negative value kasi nga bumagal. Siyempre tataas yan, no? So babagal yung magiging velocity niyan. So negative 62.4583. This is in radians per square seconds. As you may notice, halos parehas siya nung value. No? Siguro yung rounding off lang. Okay? let's see. Gaano kaya katagal mula dito hanggang sa taas? Kailangan para dito, no? Baka kasi lumampas. Sige. So that's omega 1 equals omega naught plus alpha t. We have 4.084 divided by 0.1 angular velocity dun sa itaas equal to yung angular velocity sa ibaba 4.5391 divided by 0.1 minus 62.4583 t. Solving for the time here, this is equal to 0.07285 seconds. Okay? Kunin natin yung total time mula dito, sa na yun, ito, yung time na to, tsaka yung time na ito. Let's check kung lalampas na siya sa 0.5. 0.02085 plus 0.07285. Of course, this gives us 0.0937 seconds. And that's less than 0.5 of a second. Less than half second pa siya. So, ibig sabihin, meron pa tayong time para sa impact 3. Tapos, tignan pa natin kung bababa siya for impact 4. No, aabot yung 0.5 seconds doon. Tignan natin, no? Tignan natin. So, let's have after impact 3. So, again, it is found out na yung velocity after the impact is simply yung 0.3 or yung coefficient of restitution times yung ating velocity na 4.084 meters per second, which gives us the value of 1.2252 meters per second. Okay? So, para hindi tayo mahirapan, no? Lalo na sa time, kunin na rin natin yung time remaining. Okay? Time remaining. Siyempre, yung 0.5 minus yung 0.0937. So, that's 0.4063 seconds. Ito na lang yung kailangan nating hanapin pa, no? Kasi ang goal natin dito is asan ba kasi yung bola at 0.5 seconds at gaano siya kabilis. Kasi with that, mas kukuha natin yung mga kailangang forces for us to solve for the tension at that string. Okay. So now, puntahan natin yung part wherein malapit na siyang mag-fourth impact. So, let's have before impact 4. Diba? Ang impact 4 is nasa ibaba. Kasi yung impact 3 kanina, nandito na sa taas, no? Dito sa taas. Okay? Again, i-drawing ko na lang, ha? After impact 3, nandito tayo. So, before impact 4, kunin natin yung velocity. So, mula dito sa taas, ang velocity nito is yung 1.2252 meters per second. So, syempre, gagalaw po ulit siya hanggang sa baba. Yan. So, again, this is the datum. So, how do we solve for this velocity? Energy equation. Okay? So, we have mgh. Mg, dun sa taas, 0.1 ang kanyang distance from the datum, plus 1/2 mv squared, 1.2252 squared, equal to mgh, negative 0.1, kasi nasa ibaba ng datum, plus 1/2 mv squared. So, solving for the velocity before the fourth impact, this gives us 2.3292. Siyempre, bibilis talaga yan. It is expected, no? Bibilis. Now, let's solve for the time to reach the fourth impact. Para makuha ulit natin yung remaining time, no? Kailangan eh. Okay? So, again, assuming constant angular acceleration, the angular acceleration that we can actually solve, ulitin lang natin yung yung ito, na formula, no? So, sige na nga, solve natin ulit. We have omega 2, or yung omega after, no? So, 2.3292 divided by 0.1 squared equal to 1.2252 divided by 0.1 squared plus 2 alpha times, again, the angular distance traveled is pi. So, ship solved to, no? So, the answer here is positive 62.453 radians per square seconds. So, the time, using this formula for the time, we have 2.3292 over 0.1 equal to 1.2252 over 0.1 plus alpha 62.453 time. So solving for time, this is approximately 0.1768 seconds. So time remaining, we have, saan ba yung time remaining natin? Si 0.4063. Less natin si 0.1768. This gives us 0.2295 seconds. Okay? Ayan. So, ito na lang ang kailangan nating ibawas-bawas, no? So, before the fourth impact, ito pa yung time na kailangan. So, syempre, mag-fourth impact muna siya, tapos tignan natin kung hanggang saan siya tataas. Right? So, let's have after impact 4. So, of course, the velocity is equal to 0.3 times 2.3292. And this gives us the value of 0.6988 meters per second. Okay, so as you may notice, medyo, parang bumagal na. No? Nagda-doubt na din ako eh. Aabot pa kaya sa pinakataas ito? Hindi natin sure. Paano natin malalaman kung hanggang saan siya aabot? Eh di i-check natin, di ba? Okay. So, tignan natin hanggang saan kaya makakarating itong bola na to pag ganito yung speed. Sige. Assume natin na, kunyari, hindi na siya aabot sa pinakataas. Halimbawa lang. Sige. Yan. Kunyari hanggang dyan na lang. Tapos, sabihin natin ano, syempre, 0.1 meter to. Tapos, let's say, ang height na ito is h. No? Yan. Let's see. Using, of course, your energy equation, alamin natin kung ano yung height nito. Pero, paano natin malalaman na ito na yung pinakamataas na kaya niyang maabot? Of course, the velocity at this point now will be 0. No? Wala na tayong velocity dyan. Kasi nga, tataas siya, tapos, stay there. Kasi magsisimula na ulit siyang bumaba. Okay? So, energy equation tayo. Of course, we start here at 0.6988 meters per second. So, we have, ito muna, potential energy, that's mg times negative 0.1 plus the kinetic energy, 1/2 mv squared equal to mg times, since nasa baba siya ng datum, negative h na lang siya para maging positive yung sagot. Then plus 1/2 m velocity is 0 squared. Solving for the height h is actually equal to 0.0751 meter approximately. Okay? Yan, 0.0751 meter. So, less than na siya kay 0.1. Less than siya kay 0.1. Tsaka greater, of course, greater than 0 meters siya. Di ba dapat kapag aabot siya ng, aabot siya dito, 0 siya. So, ibig sabihin lang nun, hindi na siya makakaabot sa part na to. Hanggang dito na lang pala siya. Okay? So, therefore, wala tayong fifth impact sa taas. No? Most probably, baka ang fifth impact nasa ilalim. No? Parang, konti lang yung itataas niya, tapos babalik agad siya. Okay? So, hanapin nga natin to. Kasi ito yung distance, no? Ito yung angle na na-travel ng ating bola. Eh, kailangan. Tama? Kailangan. So, how do we solve that? We use your trigonometry. So, pag niredraw po natin yan, this is your angle theta, this is 0.1 meter, and this is yung 0.0751 meter. So, lagay na lang natin dito, no? So, yung theta natin is cosine inverse, tama? Kasi adjacent hypotenuse. So, cosine inverse of 0.0751 divided by 0.1. Adjacent hypotenuse. Adjacent hypotenuse. But we must express this one in terms of radians muna. Later na natin gawing degrees. So this is in radians, 0.7212 radians. Okay? Yan. Bakit ganyan? Para saan ba yan? Para makuha po natin yung angular acceleration. No? Bakit? Paano? Of course, merong angular acceleration to. Masosolve mo yan. Dito, ang angular acceleration na natin, velocity, angular velocity will be 0. Kasi nga, titigil siya. No? So, we can use again yung ganitong equation para masolve si alpha. We have 0 squared equals 0.6988. Linear velocity pa lang to. Gawin natin angular. So, divided by yung length ng string. Squared plus 2 alpha times yung angle traveled. 0.7212. Angle rotated. Yun na nga. So, alpha here is equal to 33.8548 radians per square seconds. Okay? Again, constant angular acceleration. Alright? So, meron na to. Meron naman na tayong dalawang angular velocities na makukuha. Makukuha actually natin yung time mula dito hanggang dyan. Kasi tignan natin kung aabot siya dito. Kung hindi, ibig sabihin, may kasunod pa siya na mangyayari. No? May kasunod pa to. No? Bababa pa siya. Tignan natin. Okay, so for the time, ulitin natin yung equation. Ito, yung kinematic equation na to. So we have 0. Tama ba? Ay, negative pala to. I'm so sorry. Negative kasi bumagal. So we have 0 equal to, we have 0.6988 over 0.1 minus 33.8548 times time. So time here gives us 0.2064 seconds. Ooh, mas maliit compared sa remaining time. So ibig sabihin, yung 0.5 seconds, malamang sa malamang, located na siya somewhere pag pababa na yung bola. Okay? Sige, let's have of course the time remaining ulit. That's 0.2295 minus 0.2064, giving us the value of 0.0231 seconds. Now, tignan natin kapag etong time na to nag-elapse mula dito, no? Tingnan natin kung nasaan yung position ng ating bola. Okay? Sige, paano? Let's use this formula. Yung ito, kinematic din to eh, 'di ba? Omega 1t plus 1/2 alpha t squared. Not pala to. So, ano kaya isosolve yung position na to? No, ito is gawin nating delta t. Ibig sabihin nito kasi parang ito yung ita-travel niya mula dito sa position na to. Okay? So syempre, para makuha natin yung final position, we have yung 0.7212 minus yung magiging value nito. Right? Meron na to eh. Tama? That is 0. Pero yung alpha wala pa. Diba? Yung alpha wala. So how do we solve for that? No? Paano natin solve yan? So, para ma-solve po natin ito, hanapin na lang natin yung magiging velocity nung bola. Isegue lang natin, no? Before fifth impact. Okay? Ano kaya yung magiging velocity? So, syempre, we start here, pupunta siya dito. Okay? Papaganyan yan. So, syempre, magsisimula siya dito at 0, tapos hanapin natin yung velocity na yan. Okay? Yung height nito is 0.1. Ang height nito is yung 0.0751 meter. Ito. Okay? So, energy equation lang po tayo. That's mg, ito muna, h, negative 0.0751, plus, syempre, wala tayong kinetic energy, so 0 na. So, yan na yun. Equal to, yung potential energy sa ibaba, mg negative 0.1 plus 1/2 mv squared. If you solve for V5 here, we get 0.6990 meters per second. So, para saan ba to? Hindi naman na natin sure kung aabot siya dyan. Para po makuha natin si alpha. No? Yun kasi yung puntilya natin dito. So, let's solve using aling equation? Yung ganito. Okay? So, we have yung pangalawang angular velocity, 0.699 over 0.1 squared equal to 0 squared plus 2 alpha times, ano yung angle na to? 0.7212. Okay? So, giving us the value of alpha na 33.874 radians per square seconds. Okay? Parang malapit siya dito. Anyway, so we'll use this one. Puntahan natin dito. Theta equals, initial, syempre 0 na yan, plus 1/2 alpha, 33.874, times yung time, 0.0231 squared. Giving us yung na-travel, yung displacement niya. So, angular displacement is 0.00904 radians. So, konti lang yung ginalaw, no? Konti lang yung na-travel niya. So, therefore, the final position is equal to yung 0.7212 minus ito, 0.00904 radians, giving us the value of 0.7122 radians. And pag kinonvert mo po siya sa degrees, this is 40.804 degrees. Ito ang magiging final na position ng ating bola at 0.5 seconds. Pwede na natin kunin yung force doon sa string. So, ito na yung magiging final na position ng bola. So, yung 40.804 degrees ay andito. Of course, meron tayong tension dyan. Magkakaroon ng weight. So, di ba ang weight, we have 0.05 kilograms times 9.81 meters per square second. This is 0.4905 newtons. Okay? Tapos, syempre, umiikot yan, no? So, meron po tayong normal acceleration dito o yung centrifugal force. Let's have MAN na lang. Tapos, perpendicular po sa kanya ay yung tangential na force. Yung due to the tangential acceleration. Meron at meron yan. Okay, perpendicular po sila. So, para mas madali po nating kunin yung tension, best way to do it is ito. We take from this axis. Let's say N axis, axis N. Okay? Ayan. So, using your angle chasing properties, ito actually is the complement of this angle. So, this is 49.196 degrees. Okay? Para kunin na lang mag-summation of forces tayo dito. Pero, parang kulang tayo nito. Ito doesn't matter na eh. Kasi dito tayo kukuha na axis, no? I mean, ito. Summation of this axis pala. No? Summation from that axis. So, let's call basta perpendicular to this axis tayo. Okay? Sige. So, let's solve for A sub n, the normal acceleration. This is actually omega squared r. So, kailangan pa nating isolve si omega. No? Kung ano yung angular velocity niya at that point. Sige. So, let's solve. This is W naught plus alpha t. So, di ba, yung portion kasi na to, manggagaling siya sa, andito siya, no? Yung na-reach na niya yung maximum height na kaya niya, tapos magsisimula na siyang bumaba. So, of course, it will start at 0, no? Plus, yung kakasolve lang natin na angular acceleration, which is 33.874. So, times yung time remaining, which is 0.0231. Giving us the angular velocity of 0.7825 radians per second. Therefore, our normal acceleration is equal to 0.7825 squared times length of string, 0.1. That's equal to 0.06123, that is in meter per square seconds, giving us a centrifugal force of 0.05 times 0.06123. This is equal to 0.00306 newtons. Medyo maliit, pero isama pa rin natin. Let's take summation of forces along this axis, yung M prime. We have the tension equal to yung M times A normal. That's 0.00306 plus yung component ng weight na parallel sa M prime, which is magiging opposite na itong 49 degrees. So that's 0.4905 sine of 49.196 degrees. Calculating this one, ang ating tension ay 0.3743 newtons. 0.3743 newtons ang tension sa string pagkalipas ng 0.5 seconds. Grabe, no? 0.5 seconds, pero ilang impact yan? 4, di ba? Aabot pa sa pang-5. Right?